I've always loved having the power to bring the dead back to life. I especially love standing over the graves and listening to them try to get out. There was a picture in my phone of me sleeping. I live alone. I had always wondered why my cat cried when I left her alone at night. The night after we buried her, I awoke to the sensation of someone stroking my hair and a rough voice close to my ear whispering, "Good kitty." A young girl hears her mother call her name from downstairs, so she gets up and starts to head down. As she gets to the top of the stairs, her mother pulls her back and whispers, "Don't go down there." I heard it too. I was having a pleasant dream when what sounded like hammering woke me up. After that, I could barely hear the muffled sound of dirt covering the coffin over my own screams. I was beginning to tuck him into bed, and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under my bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me and quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed." My daughter won't stop crying and screaming in the middle of the night. I visit her grave and ask her to stop, but it doesn't help. My girlfriend asked why I was breathing so heavily. I wasn't. The note said, "I hate you, Mom. I've run away from home forever." It took me 5 tries, but I finally got the handwriting to look just like hers. I awoke as my kid moved down the hallway on all fours, creepily stumbling towards me at 3 in the morning. I shouted for her to stop, rolled over in bed, and froze when I found my only daughter already sleeping beside me. My sister says that Mommy killed her. Mommy says that I don't have a sister. "I can't sleep," she whispered, crawling into bed with me. I woke up cold, clutching the dress she was buried in. It's been watching me for hours now. Sometimes I catch glimpses of its reflection on the computer screen, but I dare not turn around. I always thought my cat had a staring problem. She always seemed fixated on my face, until one day when I realized that she was always looking just behind me. I looked in my rearview mirror and saw my best friend sitting in the back seat. She passed away 7 years ago in a car crash. Finally to his car, he drove away from there as fast as he could. When he felt safe enough to breathe, a voice from the back seat said, "Leaving so soon?" I can hear 1 year into the future. Today, the noise stopped. I never go to sleep, but I keep waking up. The last thing I wanted to be was a serial killer. With that off my bucket list, I can finally commit suicide. You get home, tired after a long day's work, and ready for a relaxing night alone. You reach for the light switch, but another hand is already there. The longer I wore it, the more it grew on me. She had such pretty skin. The last thing I saw was my alarm clock flashing 12:07 before she pushed her long, rotting nails through my chest, her other hand muffling my screams. I sat bolt upright, relieved it was only a dream. But as I saw my alarm clock read 12:06, I heard my closet door creak open. Don't be scared of the monsters. Just look for them. Look to your left, to your right, under your bed, behind your dresser, in your closet, but never look up. She hates being seen. "Officer, I just looked away for a second and my baby was gone," I sobbed helplessly. "That's better." I sounded much more convincing this time, I thought with a smile as I finally picked up the phone to call the police. My wife woke me up last night to tell me there was an intruder in our house. She was murdered by an intruder 2 years ago. When I was first able to hear again, I would often talk to myself when I was alone, just to enjoy the sound in my ears. I stopped shortly after once I started to hear replies to my conversations. I didn't realize my body was trying to tell me something. Then the varicose veins I'd always hated started to spell out help in purple-blue lines down my thigh. I shifted on my stool, a worn picture of my deceased husband's photos in my hands. Before the priestess snapped her fingers, she gave me one warning. Be careful what you wish for.